Oh, duh, it was so obvious. I forgot about Heidegger's third principle of the motion of large bodies. Put a large body on one end of the teeter-totter and you wasn't going nowheres. Of course, when he came up with it, he probably wrote the whole thing in Latin or something, which nobody can't read. My mama taught me physics in homeschool, but she said it was a real niche, and there wasn't no way to make my being, and time was short back then, so we had to focus on the real down-to-earth subjects. Digging, and shucking. Alright, alley-oop. Take that, gravity. Ha! I am free from gravity's tyrannical grip, and so are you. Yeah, quit showing off over there. Of course, it also had a gun attached to it, so I really didn't have time to call it out on its hubris. As usual, it was time to go. All those years of running from various young ladies' heavily armed fathers was finally paying off. I wonder if this is how Olympians from dictatorships trained. Maybe they just released a whole bunch of folks and played Run from the Bullets, and whoever did survive automatically got chosen to go to Reno or Branson, Missouri, or wherever big town it was held in. I made my way to close the door behind me, but that one for some reason wouldn't budge. Must have broke the hinge. At any rate, such polite civilities would probably be lost on those robo-cops anyway, so it was not worth worrying too much over. It's always the thought that counts, right? In Daniel's Forge, we had a very sophisticated system of etiquette. Nothing involving no fancy forks or who gets to hold the biggest spoon. Just simple rules like guests are automatically entitled to the first helping of butter. Don't forget we bring your welcoming chicken. And if you spend the whole night in a stranger's barn, don't go sticking your willies in any of the holes in their walls. Ah! Oh, okay, well that doesn't seem to be doing nothing to... Oh, there it goes. You know, for an old abandoned canal system, there sure was a great deal of wind whistling through the halls. Whenever you heard somebody whistling back where I came from, it probably meant that you were about to get axe-killed by Garrett, the town murderer. In my current situation, it still seemed to be the case, except Garrett had recently acquired a military helicopter. Here we go, little bird feeders. I'm about to give you a meal you won't soon forget. Just gotta get it nice and warm first so that it goes down real easy. Ha! Just like that. I wonder where all this oil is coming from. You know, if I slipped while going down this ramp, I'd probably crack my skull open, just like that poor fella over there. But maybe he didn't have the amazing hand-eye coordination and... Oh, jeez! Go away! No solicitors! He probably didn't have the amazing hand-eye coordination and balancing skills that comes from years of cornholing practice. I was so good, I made it to cornholing all state. When I told my mama what practice was like, though, she told me it was the wrong kind of cornholing. Come to think of it, I never did see that coach again after that, and I never played cornholing again neither. Real shame, too. Guess it's like when a little kid decides they don't want to play the piano no more, so they stop taking lessons, and years later they regret it. More barrels. I better be careful. I'm just gonna break these boxes and sneak around. Yeah, see, it's held up by these wooden support beams. I should avoid breaking them if I can. Who knows how old this sewer is? The Romans might have built it all the way back in the probably 1700s.
Civil protection is onto us. We're tearing up the railroad, covering our tracks. Looks like you're gonna be the last one through.
As that kind gentleman was talking, I was filled with the overwhelming desire to ignore him and run around looking for ammunition and health packs. It was sort of like I knew exactly where they were and forgotten what I was supposed to be doing. Good thing nobody was watching or to be embarrassed in trying to explain why I acted out of character. Beg your pardon? Oh! Just then, 3 little robots broke down a steel door. At first I wondered how they could possibly do that when each little thing weighed at most 3 pounds, but before I could calculate the forces required, I realized they had saw blades attached to them. They kind of resembled little vampire bats, so that's what I began to call them in my head. Well, it wouldn't make no sense to start something without finishing it, so I went back up the ladder to break open some more boxes and look for goodies. I was gonna need them, what with how many more bats I had to beat.